Hello everyone, welcome to the chemist tutorial, and today we are going to be naming this organic compound. Now this is a cycloalkane. And remember, cycloalkanes are ring structures having a molecular formula of CnH2n, because while their carbon atoms are bonded towards two hydrogen atoms. Now, before moving on into naming of this compound, I want you to understand the concept of isomerism, which will lead to us naming this compound effectively. Now, types of isomerism. We have two types of isomerism. We have the structural isomerism, and we have the stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism. But now we're going to be looking at this stereoisomerism. Under stereoisomerism, we have two types. We have the geometrical and the optical. Now, under this geometrical, I have what we call CIS isomers and trans isomers. CIS and trans isomers. They are under what? The geometrical what? Isomerism. Now, moving on. Now, what do I mean by CIS and trans? Take this for an example. I have a structure like this, and I have a CH3 group, maybe methyl and hydrogen, just to fill in the gap. Now, CIS, they are what? The same group in the same plane of reference. What do I mean? Looking at this structure, you can see that both of them are methyl groups. They are the same, and they are on the same plane of reference. They are going in the same way, the same plane of reference. You can call this what? CIS isomers. But when I have a structure like this, and I have methyl group here, hydrogen and methyl, you can say that these are trans. Why? They are facing the opposite side, so they are on the opposite sides of their plane of reference. So we can conclude by saying CIS, they are on the same plane of reference, while trans, they are on what? They are on opposite plane of reference. Now let's move on. Now, IUPAC rules for naming cycloalkanes. You can see that these edges represent their carbon atoms. So counting their total number, we have 1, 2, 3. We therefore have what? Propane. Since it's cycloalkane, we're not just going to write propane, we're going to write cyclopropane. Now, in the aspect of counting, we start counting from where? From where the substituent is, to get to the lowest possible numbers. Remember, for longest continuous carbon chain, we decide either counting from left to right, where it is closest to the substituent. But in cycloalkanes, we start counting from the substituent itself to get to the lowest possible numbers. Now, from this substituent, I can count 1, 2, 3. Here to 1, 2, 3. You can see it's the same thing. So we can either number here 1, 2, 3, or we can start here 1, 2, 3. Now, since we've gotten that, let's write it down. Now, okay, I'm going to choose this direction. So therefore, I have what? 1 is on the first carbon chain, the second carbon chain, 2. Now, since there are 2 methyl groups, I have what? Dimethyl. 1, 2 dimethyl. Now, you can see that these are what? The same group. They are methyl groups. And they are where? They are on the same plane of reference. So if I'm naming this compound, CIS will come first. So therefore, I have CIS. But assuming we have a methyl group here and a methyl group here, you can see that they are trans, because they are opposite side of the plane of reference. But since they are on the same side of the plane of reference, they are CIS. So in naming this compound, I will not ignore CIS. I'm going to put down CIS. Why? Because they are on the same plane of reference and they are on the same group. So therefore, I have CIS 1, 2 dimethyl cyclopropane. Say with me, CIS 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. Thanks for watching. Please, if you have any questions, place it in the comments. God bless.